Well, we are deep into the month of March of 2026, heading into April. So, where are we with the real estate market here in the Chicagoland area? First, I'd like to recap the past couple years and what the predictions were going into this year. So, the last couple years, we have seen interest rates 7 to 8%, a shortage of available homes for sale, and prices still going up. This was because even though there were fewer buyers out there, because some of them were priced out of being able to afford that monthly mortgage with the home prices going up, the amount of buyers out there still far exceeded the amount of homes available for them to buy. As we approached the end of last year, the experts looking into 2026 saw things that should change, which is the amount of available homes would be increasing, interest rates would begin decreasing, and they expected interest rates to come down into the high fives by the end of this year. Now, part of those predictions did come true. Interest rates did drop down to about 5.99% for just a couple days and then adjusted back into the low six. And currently we are at about 6.4%. On the flip side, the amount of available homes for sale here in the Chicagoland area is still very low and prices are still going up. The initial prediction was that home values would slow down and only increase by about 1 or 2% this year. But what we're seeing is that it is much greater than that so far. In the spring market, home buyers are very optimistic. They feel that this is their year to be able to buy a home. And what we're seeing again are bidding wars on available homes out there, increasing the value of the home. A couple of interesting statistics I read recently that I would like to share with you is that the age of the first-time home buyer has increased into the low 40s compared to maybe 20 years ago when it was in the upper 20s. And this is at a historic high. On the flip side, though, the amount of down payment these first-time home buyers are coming up with is also at a historic high. Now, the average age of a transitioning buyer or move-up buyer has also increased to a historic high of 62 years old. And they are also coming in to that new home with a historic high down payment. The reason why I am bringing this up is over the last few years, I've heard home buyers saying, I'm just going to wait until the market crashes before I buy a home. Well, never say never, but this is highly unlikely. Yes, the market will adjust, maybe come down a few percent if we start seeing interest rates coming down and more homes coming down the market. But keep in mind, we're not going to see foreclosures and short sales like we did after the crash in the early 2000s because people have equity in the home. They're coming in with a strong down payment. Back in those years, people were financing 100% on their home, sometimes even a little bit more, so they could do repairs right away. And they found themselves underwater very quickly, and that is what caused the crash. Now, for those buyers that were waiting for the market to crash, and I started hearing this a few years ago, if they were to purchase a home then, that same home could be worth $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 more today than when they purchased, if they would have purchased it, 3 years ago, depending on the house, depending on the location. Now, if they wait until this year, they're going to be paying that much more for the same home. So that strategy definitely did not work for them. So do I think it's a good time to buy right now? Yes. If you can afford it comfortably, I definitely do recommend it. Keep in mind, there's only so much real estate in this world, and it will always be very desirable. You can't predict where the market's going to go. You're going to have adjustments. As I said, we lived in our house since 1998, and we saw the ups and downs over the years. However, today, our house is worth much more than it was back in 1998 when we bought it. Is it a good time to sell right now? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Keep in mind that if you're buying another house and you need a mortgage, you're going to be paying more and with a higher interest rate. But what I'm seeing a lot of people doing is cashing out, moving out of state, moving into other maybe rentals or different situations to fit their needs. Now, that statistic that I mentioned about move up and transitioning buyers being an all-time high of 62 years old, what do you think those buyers are looking for? Yes, ranch homes, single level living, and that has been a super hot market recently. I currently have clients looking for ranch homes, and it's amazing that how much activity these homes are getting and multiple offers on them. And these are homes that need quite a bit of updating. So what do I foresee happening in the remainder of 2026. This will depend greatly on what we see in April, mid-April through early May, because that's typically when we see the majority of homes coming on the market. If we have a significant increase in inventory, I think things are going to go well. Things will maybe balance out a little bit. The buyers will stay engaged, and we'll have a great, robust market. Now, if we don't see the homes coming on the market that we would like to see, what will happen is buyers will get discouraged and halt their search. Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress for home buyers to go through the work of looking at homes, getting emotionally attached to homes, and in multiple offer situations, sometimes they don't get it, and so it's this roller coaster ride. And if they're not seeing the amount of homes they would like to see, they're gonna take a pause and wait till next year. And then what we're going to experience most likely is we're going to start seeing price decreases from the homes that are out there, like we did towards the end of last year. The last thing I want to mention is be careful to what you hear and take in on the news or read in the papers about the real estate market. When they say that home sales are down, does not mean that the market is crashing. Because if you have less homes available to sell, of course, the amount of sales will go down as well. This does not mean that prices are going down. Now, certain areas of the country, they are seeing a balanced market to a buyer's market, like certain areas of Florida. We're seeing people who thought Florida was a great idea around the pandemic are finding out that it's not the place for them. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the traffic, and maybe it's the increases in both HOA fees and homeowners insurance. So they are seeing price decreases there over the last several years. Here in Chicagoland area, it's the exact opposite. I hope this information was helpful for you. And if you have any questions about buying or selling the Chicagoland area or South Central Wisconsin, give me a call. I'd love to help you realize your real estate hopes and dreams.